Come back to us. Bring your vibrant rhythm, melodious liquid sound, enhancing our words. Bring your culture, bursting forth many layered flowers, opening to light. Join hands with the beautiful languages of the world, creating tolerance, creating peace, creating hope. Ladies and gentlemen, with this poem written by Ariad Desoer of the World Poetry Vancouver, I would like to welcome you all to the celebration of the International Mother Language Day 2017. My name is Sanjita Habib. I'm the Secretary General of the Mother Language Lovers of the World Society, and this is my co-host.
Hi everyone, I'm Mahira Leila. Thank you everyone for joining today. We're pleased to have you here. We are going to start today's evening with the National Anthem of Canada. So if everyone may stand to join us and get started with today's evening. Thank you. Who will be representing the Cree Nation. As we know, most of British Columbia is unceded Indian land traditionally owned by several First Nations people. We would like to acknowledge that we're standing here in the traditional territory of the Simiamu and Kwantlen First Nations people. I'll now like to invite Curtis Joe to perform his traditional dance. Thank you for your patience, everyone. We hope to get started shortly. Oh, there you go.
beautiful. Curtis Joe.
Sisters, I have with me my dear friend Minister Peter Fassbender, the Minister of Community Sport, Cultural Development, and Translate. Anything more in your title? That's it. Okay, not yet. So I have the unique responsibility of having the Ministry of Technology, Innovation, and Services. We like long titles. This is the third year. I must apologize. Out of the 17 years, I've only made the last 3. But it was just several years ago that Mohammed Islambai came to my office and said, you know, we have an International Mother Language Day around the world, but we need a declaration. And it's from that I was very happy 2 years ago to be bring that declaration from the province of British Columbia that Peter and I and all we worked on to bring that declaration in BC of a Mother Language Day as well too. So that's all the hard work we've done. So Peter and I together, we bring greetings on behalf of Premier Christy Clark and all the people of British Columbia. And I think celebrating mother language is so important. I kept my mother language because my father insisted upon that when the door closes at home, you keep your mother language. Peter's mother language is German. And Peter kept his German because his parents insisted that he keep it alive. So we all feel it, irrespective of which background we come from, if we can protect our identity, all culture within the broader mosaic of British Columbia, we are all richer for it. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for doing and keeping your culture and our language and our society that much more vibrant, that much more richer by the work that you do to make us richer. So thank you very much. Peter?
Well, thank you, Amerik, and guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren. Just to prove that I can still speak German as well. And I do know in my family, as Amerik said, it was important for me to keep my mother tongue and to remember my heritage, because there is the saying that to know where you're going, you need to know where you come from. And I was delighted to see the initiative. I was originally the Minister of Education, and to see that Surrey led the country in bringing in this initiative into the schools, and now it's throughout British Columbia, and indeed spreading around the world, as you well know. And that is an important thing for our young people and future generations. to celebrate diversity in mother languages. So again, I do have to catch a ferry to get across the pond to do some work for you tomorrow, as does Amrique. And so I want to say thank you for allowing my wife Charlene and I to be with you for a short period of time. And we will see you in July at the celebration that's going to take place at Bear Creek Park. And we look forward to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us out of your busy schedule, and I hope you have safe travels. Thank you. I'd like to invite Mr. Aminul Islam for sharing a few words with us. He is the president of the Mother Language Lovers of the World Society.
Today is the 17th International Mother Language Day. You see our founding president, that Mr. Rafiqul Islam, he proposed in UNESCO in 1999 and eventually it was declared. And since year 2000 we are celebrating International Mother Language Day. Today is 17th, today not 21st of February is the 17th birthday. So our organization has lots of achievements. The main achievement was that recognition from UNESCO. Then we also got the highest recognition from the British Columbian government. And last year it was really a golden year because last year, we have able to introduce that day in school districts. So I welcome everyone here. So please continue this program. Thank you.
So if I can have Sajda Chaudhary join us to the stage, we'll get started with her wonderful dance. I believe it's called Nodir Machide.
Nodir Machi Bole Thank you.
gorgeous Sajida Chaudhary, performing with a dance number from Bangladesh, River in Bangladesh. Now we have a speech from Mr. Ravi Alam. He's the President of Federal Senior Liberals Commission of PC. Enlighten us about this year's theme, which is the multilingual education and towards sustainable future.
As I stand here today to celebrate the Mother Language event and also celebrate the theme of the UNESCO, that how do we sustain a multilingual society, what kind of education do we need? So the question is, how do we sustain our language as we come from all over the world? At the same time, we try to build this country as a big tent, inclusive country. We try to be unified Canadians. How do we sustain ourselves? Language has many, many avenues of expression. One is the clothes we are wearing. Second one is the paintings we have, the pictures. The third one is the sculptures we etch in the stones or in the wood or something. That's also a language, that's also expression. So if we are going to sustain the language, we have to go back and see what each of those totem poles telling us. You see in a totem pole, there are whales, there are turtles, there are ravens, there are human beings. They are put in a sequential way. So they captured their language, their mind, their thought into the stone carvings, into the wood carvings, the stories there, the language there, each captured there. Who are the original people of this country? Where are they? What the language? What do they speak? What is their culture? So I'm raising this deliberately because of the theme of the UNESCO, that sustainable multilingual society. There are multiple forces working in the modern day world. The world has shrunk, and the forces of the economy, the forces of digitization, forces of internet, sort of shrinking the language, smaller language, and the bigger languages are taking over. In Canada, our Inuit society, they lost their language. But now a group of Inuit young students, they figured out what Wells did. Having said that, not all languages in Canada will survive. Only a handful will survive. Others will mostly disappear. Some will even disappear. Only few will survive because of the practicality and reality of the day we are living. Okay, you can overcome this. I have a solution. When my kids are growing up, I send my boys to Bangladesh to live with my parents and my brothers and sisters for 6 months to a year. Stay there, understand the culture, understand the environment, understand the nuances of the languages, and then learn to speak. Let's bring the First Nations people, our indigenous people's language and the culture into our fold. It will be a successful day when we have a day they are participating the way we are speaking ourselves. Thank you very much.
We're going to move on to the next part of today's event. We'd like to ask Roka Paramita to come to the stage and share some thoughts and understanding of, from youth perspective for the International Mother Language Day.
Good evening, everybody. I am very happy coming here and being privileged of getting the opportunity for sharing my feelings about mother language. It has been nearly 3 years I left Bangladesh, where I spent all the years since I was born. I left my birthplace, but I did not leave my language. People need to go far from their own country, but they do not need to leave their own language and culture. I am very blessed with my mother language because I find it very rich with many poetry, stories, novels, and songs. Also, my language, Bengali, is very special for its history. I don't know any other country where many people had to die for their own language. In 1952, we had to raise a huge protest against our other government who settled to ban our language as a national language or mother language. We did not agree on that order. We raised our voices. Our land awakened with protests and processions. Police fired bullets on our processions. Many people died. Many went to jail for years. It was 21st February of 1952. We could win our right of speaking in our mother language. Now the day is remembered as International Mother Language Day. Now the whole world celebrates this day. In this way, people realize the importance of their own language. I believe if we can restore all the languages of all the nations, our communication will spread profoundly. For instance, if all the restaurants of British Columbia would start selling one food, and the food only, say pizza. Tim Hortons selling pizza, McDonald's selling pizza, Burger King selling pizza, Subway selling pizza, everywhere pizza, pizza, pizza. Soon we would discover that that pizza is the worst food in the world. Foods are delicious as they have different kinds of tastes. Gardens are lovely as they have flowers of different fragrance and colors. Birds are beautiful as they have varieties of species around them. Music is enchanting as they have numerous rhythms and tunes. I feel multi-language and multicultural in this way. I believe we should help each other to carry out our efforts spreading the spirit of International Mother Language Day. Now I will sing a song in my own language, Bengali. It is all about my language, my motherland, how beautiful it is. Thank you.
आषाढ़ नामे तो
That was lovely, Rashi. Thank you for sharing your thoughtful ideas and lots of loves, heartfelt loves for your mother tongue. All the best for your pursuit for learning and preserving Bangla music, Bangla culture. We'll hear from a very special guest, Mr. Thomas Avandano. He's the president of Multicultural Helping House Society. He's a long-time friend of Mr. Rafiqul Islam. And this very young man at heart is lovingly called Tatay Tom, which in Tagalog means father. Tatay means father.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. How do we sustain this mother language that we have established here in Canada? My idea, as humble as I can understand, is we understand each other by songs and dances. I usually listen to this Stingray on the TV. There are different songs there. Although I do not understand them, but still, deep in my heart, I know that it is about culture, about love, everything. So we understand each other through listening to music. We understand each other through seeing the program, the dances. We understand each other by going to party to each other. So in our humble way, you know the answer. When I invite you to a party, come and bring your food, let's eat together. It's a sign that we try to integrate ourselves into different culture. We don't have to spend money to do that. Just be generous for your time, understand that that is the only way how to know each other. We have to know each other. I am quite emotional because while I am talking, the spirit of that guy is coming into my heart. Because I really love what he was doing, and let us continue. I pledge that I will continue the spirit of respect to you and to the world, because it is really the most important thing. Love of country, love of your neighbor. Thank you.
This is Jagru Parar, and and Jagru, as you may know, used to be the MLA in Surrey Fleetwood, and he is running for re-election in Surrey Fleetwood as well. My name is Ginny Sims, and I'm running for election in Surrey Panorama. But today I'm here to bring you greetings on behalf of John Hogan, the leader of the official opposition, the NDP, and a man who feels very, very passionately about our multiculturalism, and that we celebrate our differences, we don't tolerate each other, and as my dear friend said, it's all about love and celebrating what we share and even celebrating what is different about us. And one thing I have learned is that your mother language is important because it has attached with it cultural values, it has attached to it emotions. And if the other grandchild grows up speaking German, and another one grows up speaking Tagalog, and another one, is speaking your Bengali language, I think that makes a family unit a much richer unit. The human brain is made to learn more than one language. So I think what a rich experience for your family, my friend, because you've got all these grandchildren who could learn all of those mother tongues. And that way, in your own family unit, you have your own United Nations. So, preserving a language, and we heard about the Aboriginal people here in Canada, when they lost their language, they lost their identity. They lost their culture. The best. What really matters is that we love and care for each other. And we find things that unite us. But I will always say, value your mother language, because that also keeps you connected with your heritage.
Namaskar. Assalamu alaikum. Sat Sri Akal. Each language is unique, and each language has made enormous contribution to make the global language or the global community a better place. You look at the sky, and what you see, there's all kind of different stars, small, big, different sizes, different forms. They're all unique, and they're all beautiful. But collectively, they make the sky very beautiful. And that's what each language is. So we are very blessed, I always say this, to live in a country that believes in the fundamental values of inclusivity, multiculturalism, equality, and giving opportunity to everybody to practice their faith and also practice their language in this country, and that's a great thing. And we need to continue fighting for that, because the things the way we see are going on the other side of the border, we need to continue fighting for that. So this is a very timely event the organizers put together. So I want to, I have these two names which I got on the invitation. So I would like to say thank you, particularly to Muhammad Islam and Suhana Akhtar and their team to organize this and invite us into this event. So thank you very much.
Next up, we have a dance performance by Rukmila Gashan. If I may have Rukmila Gashan to the stage. Thank you so much for the amazing dance performance. We're going to move on to poetry recitation now by Sherry Dugal. I may have Sherry Dugal to the stage.
So the first poem that I'm going to read is called Home. It's called Home. Everyone has their own home, of course. Canada is our home, but of course everyone has their motherland. Different languages, different cultures coming into play, which makes Canada in particular very beautiful. Home. I may be still, but I'm not frozen. I may be silent, but I'm not mute. I may have paused. My heart may have skipped a beat, but blood still flows inside me. I may be numb, but I still remember how to feel. For a second, I may have stopped listening, but I still hear the voice of reason. The world may thrive, survive on lies, but the truth sits on the tip of my tongue, echoing under your skin. I may be lost, but my inner compass guides, and as I turn towards the sun, my thoughts blossom. I may be surrounded in black, but the sun does not cease to shine. Darkness may prevail, but in the light, all I see are colors that will never fade. The next poem, and the last poem that I'm going to read, is called The Power of Now. Like an actor on stage, take each moment as it comes. Taste each emotion, savor the present. As mind, body, and spirit come together, your soul will shine through. On stage, you don't try, you just do. Let it happen, react, and move on. First, respect yourself. Then with each rising sun, each breath, each second, you'll get chances to be in the limelight. Once put on the spot, you'll have no choice but to see what's happening in the now. As you do this, you realize things, you learn, you grow, you change. You get a chance to admire the beauty around you, the variety, the colors of life. As an actor, vulnerability lingers backstage, a harsh reality, full of pain, suffering, and disease. But when the curtain opens in front of you, you let go. You don't know what happened. The moments pass by, leaving a mark. They form a part of your being, your wisdom. Art can't touch you. Life shouldn't either. Flirt with the audience. Have fun. Enjoy. Leave this earth with a smile on your face, knowing that you've lived each moment to the fullest. No regrets. No insecurities. Breathe deeply and take in the air, for the whole world is inside you. Let it shine through your eyes so that the audience can see. Thank you so much.
So next up, Michelle Mitra will be sharing a few words with us regarding her perspective and understanding of the International Mother Language Day.
I would first like to thank the audience and the Executive Committee of the International Mother Language Lovers of the World for giving me this opportunity to speak this evening. I'd also like to take this moment and thank late Uncle Rafiqul Islam, who is greatly missed, and Uncle Abdul Salam, who is present with us this evening, for proposing February 21st as International Mother Language Day all over the world, to promote awareness of linguistic and cultural diversity and multilingualism. I'd first like to start off with a quote by Nelson Mandela. He once said, "If you talk to someone in a language they understand, that goes to the person's head. If you talk to somebody in his or her language, that goes to their heart." As a first-generation Canadian, I'm here to share my thoughts and opinions on the importance of language preservation. Half of the amount of languages spoken in the world today are in danger of becoming extinct because of the globalized trend of seeing the economic convenience of English taking priority over traditional languages. It's so lonely and sad languages and world perspectives disappear. It's unfortunate to see immigrants sometimes sacrifice their children's proficiency in their mother tongue so they can speak English well to thrive. As a result, this increases the chance of native languages being lost in lineages as generations progress. Languages convey different cultures that obtain songs, stories, and poems that are unique to each one. It is a way of interpreting human behavior and emotion that is not portrayed in the same way as it is in the English language. My name is Michelle Mitra, and I'm a first-generation Canadian. My parents moved to Canada over 20 years ago, leaving everything they have ever known left behind. They left their family, their homes, to move somewhere completely unfamiliar and unknown to them, in order to start a better life than the one they had in Bangladesh, as most immigrants do. In order to hold on to something familiar, to hold on to their roots, we would always have classical Bengali music playing in our household, and Bengali was spoken at home at all times. This is how I was exposed to my culture and learned the importance of it while being born and brought up in Canada. My parents showed me from a young age the significance of who they are, of who I am, and of where we come from. Our traditions, our values, our culture, and our language illustrates a story that can only be told in our native tongue. Since there are so many languages across the globe that are endangered due to things such as lack of their language being taught in the community, or political and military turmoils, language preservation is crucial. When a language dies, the ability to gain knowledge and understand the culture, its teachings, customs, traditions, and additional inherited knowledge is lost. In my opinion, I think the first step starts at home, to teach the younger generations to speak the language as they grow, and to encourage them so they can be able to pass it on to their children. My parents taught me exactly that you need to know your language in order to understand your culture. I'd like to finish off by quoting the first Asian Nobel laureate, Rabindranath Tagore, in Bengali, and the importance on one's mother language. Apon matri bhasha, apon matri dugdhu somo. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle, for sharing your thoughts and ideas about the preservation of mother languages. Just to share a quick fact, every 2 weeks one mother language is lost, so it's definitely important that we're here to celebrate and promote preservation of each one of our mother languages.
Now, let's hear from another person who is very young at heart, Mr. Acharya Dwivedi. And he wears multiple hats. I think he has been the president of an organization called South Asian Literary Society. And I think most importantly, he has been a long-time friend of Mother Language Lovers of the World Society. Always he comes up with his big smile and open arms and open heart and shares his love.
We started that the movement was long in 1952. And there was a sacrifice. व्यर्थ कभी संघर्ष न जाता, व्यर्थ नहीं जाती कुर्बानी. Your struggle, your sacrifice is never wasted. And that from 52, by our friend is what made international. So for his efforts, let us give a big clap. Bhasha, this is every mother, regardless of the language, culture, or the race, or the color, are beautiful. Every mother is very compassionate, very caring and loving. The need which we have now, that diversity is going to be there. That is the part of nature. Different kind of species, different kind of things, animals, birds, and all different things. Diversity is the part of the nature, and we have to accept it. But whenever people talk about the assimilation, that thing comes in my mind. We are trying to go against the law of nature. We have to keep the diversity. That is essential. We are, else we will be the part of a crowd. There is only one thing. Language is only depending upon the practice. If you don't practice, and talking about the native languages and all that, because people never practice, it will out of practice, it is gone, it died, and some of the languages are going to die. I will just end with a couple of couplets I would like to recite in my own language, Apni Bhasha. Kabhi पूनम कभी मावस का अंधेरा होगा, कभी पूनम कभी मावस का अंधेरा होगा, ये जमाना न है तेरा न ये मेरा होगा। आओ इन लम्हों को हम प्यार से जीना सीखें, आओ इन लम्हों को हम प्यार से जीना सीखें, कौन जाने कहाँ कल किसका बसेरा होगा। Let us work for the mother tongue, how we can sustain. We have to be very positive.
Thank you so much. We have many gifted singers here in our crowd today. Thank you. So I believe our singer is ready. So we are ready. Yes, thank you.
Lohayo jai, oh amar heart, from Burma. Well, my parents are from Burma, but was born in Thailand in a refugee camp, and I came here 9 years ago. I just want to encourage everybody, all of us tonight, that keeping our mother tongue, mother language is very important, and I believe that our mother languages are a gift that we should value and keep and pass on to our children and grandchildren. Thank you very much.
Another quick and brief speech from Mr. Hafizul Islam, who is the president of the Greater Vancouver Bangladesh Cultural Association.
21st February recognized by UNESCO in 17 November 1999 as International Mother Language Day. Before that, from 21st February 1952, in Bangladesh we observe and honor National Mightiest Day we call Shohid Divos. On 21st February, we march barefooted with floral wreath to Shahid Minar, the symbol for Bengali language movement. We commemorate our mightiest who sacrifices their lives to protect our mother tongue Bengali. We feel proud to be a Bengali speaking, but we still need to work on promoting awareness of linguistic, cultural diversity and multilingualism.
Alright, so now we'll have a traditional dance of Philippines. A group of lovely ladies will be performing right now. lovely and gracious, wasn't it, everyone? The audience loved it. Yeah, thank you. Let's do another round of applause for I would like to invite Mr. Abdul Salam, who was one of the founding member of the Mother Language Lovers of the World Society. He was very close to Mr. Rafiqul Islam as well, who is the founding president. And I would like to invite him to the stage for a brief speech.
The man, you see the picture over there, Rafiqul Islam. And when he came to British Columbia, probably seeing the different kind of people, different languages, the different tapestry of people, he probably thought that it might be a good idea that if we can have one day to celebrate all the mother languages of the world. So that was his idea, initially put forward, and I joined later on. And over the course of 3 months, and with help from different quarters, different agencies, different individuals and world bodies and governments, that became possible. Nelson Mandela says in one of his famous quotes, impossibility is something there until it is done. Once it is done, the word impossible is relegated to the backgrounds. The world has seen enough of the wealthy, enough of the militarily superior forces trample the hopes and aspirations of the weak and the voiceless. We have to end this. And that can only happen because of inclusiveness and diversity, which we are professing here in Canada. I was reading a book by our present Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. The book is named Common Ground. There, our present Prime Minister, who has got a liberal thinking, because he's a liberal at heart, he professes and he advocates for pluralism, multilingualism, multi-faith integration. That's what this particular day IMLD talks about, speaks about, upholds the values about. So there is nothing to regret. We are making inroads, we are making strides. Why not let us come together in the next IMLD day.
Next up will be the last performance of tonight's event. It will be a song by Mushfiq Al-Arfin and Zahid Latif.
আমি বাংলায় গান গাই, আমি বাংলার গান গাই, আমি কি চিরদিন এই বাংলায় খুঁজে পাই।
আমি বাংলায় গান গাই,
আমি বাংলায় গান গাই,
বাংলার গান গাই,
আমি বাংলার গান গাই, আমি কি চিরদিন এই বাংলায় খুঁজে পাই।
আমি বাংলায় দেখি স্বপ্ন,
আমি বাংলায় দেখি স্বপ্ন,
বাঁধি সুর,
আমি বাংলায়,
আমি এই বাংলার মায়া ভরা পথে,
আমি এই বাংলার মায়া ভরা পথে হেঁটেছি এতটা দূর।
বাংলা আমার জীবনানন্দ,
বাংলা আমার জীবনানন্দ, বাংলা আমার প্রাণের সুর।
একবার দেখি,
আমি একবার দেখি, বারবার দেখি বাংলার মুখ।
আমি বাংলায় কথা কই,
আমি বাংলায় আমি বাংলার কথা কই,
আমি
বাংলায় হাসি, বাংলায় হাসি, বাংলায় জেগে রই।
আমি বাংলায় কথা
মাঝি উল্লাসে,
আমি বাংলার কথা কই,
আমি
বাংলায় ভাসি
আমি বাংলায় ভাসি
হাসি
বাংলায় হাসি বাংলায় জেগে রই
আমি বাংলায় মাতি উল্লাসে
আমি বাংলায়
বাংলায় হাহাকার
করি বাংলায়
আমি
হাহাকার।
সব দেখে শুনে খেপে গিয়ে করি
আমি সব দেখে শুনে খেপে গিয়ে করি বাংলায় চিৎকার।
বাংলা আমার দৃপ্ত স্লোগান
বাংলা আমার দৃপ্ত স্লোগান।
আমি একবার দেখি বারবার
আমি একবার দেখি বারবার দেখি দেখি বাংলার মুখ।
আমি বাংলায় ভালোবাসি
আমি বাংলায় ভালোবাসি আমি বাংলাকে ভালোবাসি আমি তার হাত ধরে সারা পৃথিবীর মানুষের কাছে আসি।
আমি বাংলায় ভালোবাসি
আমি বাংলায় ভালোবাসি আমি বাংলাকে ভালোবাসি আমি তারই হাত ধরে সারা পৃথিবীর মানুষের কাছে আসি।
আমি যা কিছু মহান বরণ করেছি বিনম্র শ্রদ্ধায় দেশে 13 নদী সাগরের জল গঙ্গায়
পদ্মায়
বাংলা আমার
বাংলায় আমার তৃষ্ণার জল তৃপ্ত শেষ চুমুক।
আমি একবার
দেখি বারবার দেখি দেখি বাংলার মুখ।
বাংলা আমার তৃষ্ণার জল
বাংলা আমার তৃষ্ণার জল
আমি একবার দেখি
আমি একবার দেখি বারবার দেখি দেখি বাংলার মুখ। ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে।
We will close today's event with a thank you note from the Senior Vice President of the Mother Language Lovers of the World Society, Dr. Abdul Noor.
Good evening. First of all, I would like to give my heartfelt thanks to wonderful and very sweet audience. This is from our organization, and we hope you had wonderful evening, and you will also inspire us and appreciate us in our future program. We'll see you in our future program too. I would like to give thanks to all our speakers and guests, ministers, Mr. Amrit Bhatt, and then our Federal Senior Legal Commissioner, President, Mr. Rabi Alam, and also Peter Fassbender, MLA Surrey. I would also like to thank all other guests and speakers, especially Joe Cordes, who performed the First Nations program. Very wonderful and very nice program I have ever seen. I also would like to give my heartfelt thanks Mr. Abdul Salam and also President GBBCA, Mr. Hafizul Islam, Mr. Archaria, and also the wonderful recitation we have had from Lily Javalis. I also would like to give thanks to Mr. Michael Mitro, helping us for snacks and coffee, Starbucks, Tim Hortons, and Cobb's Bread. I also would like to give thanks to all our performers and dance and songs performers, especially Sajida Chaudhuri, Samia Reen, Rudmila Kashem, Sherry Dugau, Mushfiq Arifin, and the Philippine grooms. Wonderful dance from the Philippine grooms. Thank you very much. Also, I would like to give thanks. She cannot attend, but she always inspires us, she always helps us. The June later. She is really a very good friend of us from the very beginning, especially with our late President, Mr. Rafiqul Islam. And also, I want to give my thanks to our MC, both of them, Dr. Sanjid Habib Shafi and Mehrun. I also want to give my heartfelt thanks from my organization, the photographers, and the others who help us as volunteers. I also want to thank my thanks to one of my friends who is not here, but he helped a lot, Hassan Mamoun. And also within our organization, Shahana Akhtar Mowa, she really gave so many time, and he is also valuable works to make this program beautiful, and whatever you see today is possible because of her. And also, I'm happy that our president also made this day, even though he was very tired of jet lag, but he comes here and he inspired us. And also, first, I also want to give thanks to everyone. Again, I repeat my heartfelt thanks to all audience. You are really lovely, lovely, lovely audience. Thank you very much.
Oh, Mother Tongue, don't leave us. Do not go to that land of dead and dying languages, the neglected gravestones of disappeared tongues, buried in oblivion, steeped in sorrow. Oh, Mother Tongue, we want you to stay, empowering our minds, reducing conflict, increasing literacy, holding off the aging decline. Oh, Mother Tongue, create the culture, bring beauty and peace to our world. Stay with us, oh Mother Tongue. Ladies and gentlemen, I started with this poem by Ariel Niswer, and I am closing today's program with this same poem, which is so passionately asking our Mother Tongue to stay with us.